This message is directly to Brandon Tatum. Now, this is not at you. This is not to try and deride. This is none of that. This is just a conversation we're gonna have as men, and at least men that have at least a relationship that we say with God. Now, this resolves around your relationship with Candace Owens and your reluctance to say her name in such a certain situations when it comes to what she's doing with the Kirk family. Now, I think we've been sissy-footing, pussyfooting around this topic for way too long. So we're going to break the ice, bust through the wall, whatever you want to call it, step out the shadow, and we're going to talk directly to you, Brandon. Now, I saw you respond to a whole lot of people, and whether that be because you think that it's more valid for the channel, this is not even about views, not this time. This is about the moral stance that you need to start taking when it comes to certain people you say are your friends. More so the ones that you say was your close friend, the one that you wept for on TV, the one that you say your wife has a relationship with in terms of the family dynamic. What we see happening is this, Brandon. We see you taking a seat when you should be standing up. You are obviously not a blind individual. I can at least assume that. And I highly doubt that you don't see what Candace Owens is doing to the Kirk family. And I don't mean just Erika. I'm talking about Erika, offspring, and those associated. She is tarnishing the legacy of your friend. The same people that are peddling all these conspiracies got it from her. You say they should burn in hell, but you don't ever say her name. Why? Oh, we don't want to talk politics because when we get older, blah, 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 blah. Okay, listen. I've heard you talk about people when it comes to them saying the N word, right? You talk about Fuentes. You say he won't say that to my face. You'll stand up to them. But somehow when it comes to Candace, it's off limits. Shouldn't we be more willing to speak frankly to our friends than to strangers? Because we don't know what a stranger going to do. Nick could actually lose his mind, but you're going to talk like that to Nick. But you won't use that same spine to talk to Candace. Listen to the danger of what she's doing. Charlie was your friend, close friend. He left behind a wife and kids. And here you have somebody that you say is your friend acting in complete contrarian behavior to what friends do. And you don't see the need to stand up and tell your friend that's not friend-like at minimum, even in the smallest sense. Just recently, this woman was on her own show talking sideways about Erika after she was out there saying that she forgave the killer, putting herself as though she was the wife. Let's not even talk about how disrespectful that was to begin with. Like that is like mad disrespectful. And the amount of shots that she fired subliminally should have woken the part of you that says, all right, okay, that's the line. That's the final straw right there. I'm going to have to say something publicly because that's what she's doing. She's destroying your friend's reputation publicly. She's berating your friend's wife publicly. She's making targets on the people you say are your friends publicly. Normally, this would be the sign to say, no longer my friend. We done. You can't be my friend because if you were my friend and this was our mutual friend, there is no way in hell I would allow you to be talking about them after they were deceased like this. Even if you have to tell her, look, I don't understand you hurt, but this ain't the way to go about it. Deal with your remorse, your sadness, your pain, all of that off camera instead of inviting people who did not know Charlie, does not know Erika, to have a very poor outlook on them, to the point where in her own chat section, people were calling Erika trash and she did nothing to correct it. Nothing. She even insinuated that Erika had a hand in this, and you're just still quiet, bro? Brandon, look, man. I understand that not very many people and you get along in the bigger platforms on YouTube and stuff like that. And look, we've come after you for certain takes on things. Well, we got to talk man to man, bro. You say you believe in God. You do. It's very obvious that Candace has a very skewed version of him. You, as a friend, at minimum, should be trying to convert her mindset from this dark side to the light. You're not even doing that. You're like the friend that sees her going down a dark path that will definitely lead her to destruction. And you just say, I don't want to confront her about that because it might get ugly. It's supposed to get ugly. Sometimes friends have to step in the gap. And if it means that sometimes you upset your friend, you upset your friend. But you're doing it from a position of caring. If you say you care about Candace, like you say, like a sister, sometimes siblings need a little bit of a jolt to snap out of stupor. Because Candace is stuck in a mad bit of stupor right now. Like I mean, off the wall stupor. And if you think you are a logically thinking human being, you're the one that says that I have the truth on my side, righteousness on my side. I want to give the family the room that they need to heal. Then you should do the manly thing and step up and say what needs to be said. Candace, shut up. You are doing more damage than good. Let it rest until it's all done. Here's what would be much better served. Let things run their course. And then when the government fails by her standards and everything is said and done and there's nothing more to be said from the government, she can expose all she wants. Go ham. Bring all the receipts. Then you know for sure what the government had and didn't have. You could tell her that. You say you're a police officer X1. Then you should understand how these things go, right? Why don't you tell her that? Why are you allowing her to talk absolute crap, stupid stuff about, oh, I wish we would know. Tell the public. You know full well that they cannot tell the public this stuff. You know that. Of all the times to execute your former police skills, this would be the time and you're not doing it? Are we supposed to think then maybe that you also weren't a friend of Charlie Kirk? Or do you have a hierarchy of friends? Is there a level to where you said, nah, I can't talk to that friend because that friend would influence this friend, and this is the one living friend I got. I can't upset that apple cart, even though the friend that's living is going after my dead friend's wife and making her feel absolutely uncomfortable. Even in this interview, that particular person said she does feel uncomfortable. People are coming after, they would stop and just let her rest, but you're not going to say nothing, and you are a friend? Brandon, I gotta wonder. I gotta wonder. You went on other platforms specifically not to say her name until they asked you to say something. And again, we can understand the whole friend idea, and you don't want to upset because of age. When they get older, you're not going to talk about this. Is not politics, though. This is respect. Respect between friends, not politics. That will still be there whether you have politics or not. It will still be there. You saw Erika. Whether you think she had a hand, didn't have a hand, she's hurting. That's what you say. That's what you say. This is your friend. And if she is hurting and you're watching another friend cause even more hurt, should you be silent or should you tell the other friend, let my friend rest? Even in her reaction to Erika Kirk's little interaction with Jesse, there was a look of disdain on Candace's face. And she kept putting herself in the situation, almost like she felt like she was the wife to Charlie Kirk. And I know, look, I know you ain't slow. You saw it. You know what I'm talking about. Brandon, if you say you're a man of God, if you say you're a man, period, and you call Candy your friend, the rebuke of a friend is much, much, much better than praise of enemies. You are allowing her to tread down places that will eventually harm her and, unfortunately, can harm the Kirk family. And that does not mean that the kids are exempt either. They still have to go to school. Even Erika said so. All these conspiracies that are floating around will harm Charlie Kirk's family. Don't you see that? Don't you see a need to say something, bro? Anything? Publicly to her. Call her out. Don't chicken out of this one, bro. Don't. If you want to say that you have any integrity at all when it comes to friends, it's no different than if I had, let's take me and Corey. And this has happened multiple times. If I know something is up, I say. If he knows something is up, he says. Why? Because that's part of being a friend. A friend doesn't always mean you have to stay on proper, talkable, sweet terms. Sometimes a friend has to rebuke you. Sometimes a friend has to put you in your place. Sometimes. between men mostly. They gotta lay hands on you. You need to say something in defense of your friend that passed and on behalf of the family that's left. Otherwise, you are just as complicit. You're just as complicit. And that's crazy work. Crazy work. So we're going to put this request on you as men, men to men. Check your friend. Check her good so that you can give your other friend's wife some closure, some breathing room, some time to just release all the stress that she's been under and to not have to deal with all the BS that's been floating around the internet about her, her family, friends, her husband's own company. Just tell your girl to stop, bro. At least temporarily till the case is done with. She can go on a tirade all she wants after that, because then she'll have actual evidence of what the government's role was in this, instead of speculation and trying to tie people in that had nothing to do with it. But then again, the call is yours. But understand this. You have nobody to blame but yourself if this goes sideways and you still lose the relationship that you have with Candace. Don't get mad at nobody but yourself if in all this trying to protect, you lose it because you didn't do what you should have done, which would be a friend and check her. You don't have to listen and you don't have to do it. But the only person you can blame if it doesn't work out properly is yourself.
I stab stereotypes, the map, the math, you call it conflict, I call it context, two lenses, one text, next to flex, they clip a clip, too quick, fix the narrative, I stitch the stitch back to the narrative, comparative, when your feed feeds a frenzy, rewind, find the friendly faces in the frenzy that they fenced away, street light testimony, shadow speaks different in bright light than in night fights, watch the white light bite, I got verbs that twist verbs, siren that reverse sirens, hear the siren say, listen, my life